Yeah, thank you very much again. Well, I'll start with an African proverb which goes that one who causes others misfortune also teaches them wisdom. If you look at the cycle of drought, the length have actually reduced. If you look 2014, you look 2015, you look 2017, and we're in 2019. So it means that the recurrence of these droughts are actually, the frequency has actually changed.
Right.
And the long distance issue that we used to think has now moved into the present. What is that telling us? It's telling us that then we cannot then use only reactionary measures. And if you take Kenya, for example, this is actually costing Kenya gross domestic product each and every year 2.8% of the GDP, and that equates to about $2 billion US. So this is an economic problem to the country. And if you look across the entire African continent, it's not just about Kenya. We're talking the Sahel that are suffering from the same episodes. So what then needs to be done, building on what the former minister have said, is we need to look at these from three perspectives. The first is you cannot address these challenges because these are climate change manifestations through drought or floods in a reactionary way. You must be able to address this within the national framework, which is, if you take into consideration, Kenya have signed up to the Paris Climate Change Agreement and have ratified this agreement. Kenya have signed up to implement the Sustainable Development Goals. Kenya also have Vision 2030. Kenya also have the Big Four. You cannot address drought issues without actually premising this within this broader national framework and also the status tree signatories that Kenya have signed up to.
Right.
And so the first thing that needs to be done is that any action must be premised as a socio-economic opportunity. So if you take, for example, the 12 countries that are suffering from drought, last year, other countries had surplus. And actually, the surplus that they had, most of these was being decayed. So if the government, which have an excellent policy in what is called feed-in tariff, and energy, actually one of the best in the entire continent, if they can be able to decentralize solar dryers to the farmers that produces maize, they can be able to dry these and actually be able to supply these to other countries.
I mean, the solutions that you and Honorable Kipruto are tabling are very fantastic. They sound very good, but the problem is how we need now the implementation of it. And here's the thing, let me take us back to what one of the callers said. When Joshua called, he even talked about the floods that we're seeing in Malawi, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. He said something very important. He said that those floods are exposing how Africa is unprepared when it comes to climate. Do you feel, as where you're sitting, do you feel as if African governments are working